Okay, welcome back. Again, some of these stories are again informational. Some are pretty funny. The last one about Johnny was pretty bizarre if you look up that one. But just real quick, we had a homicide scene, and basically the layout of the homicide scene was, obviously I wasn't there, people on the beach near the ocean, a couple, and a couple of robbers went up to rob them, and the robbers were gang members, and the victims were not gang members. And there was a fight between the male victim, he was with his girlfriend, and the three robbers. He didn't want to be robbed, okay? And in the course of the robbery, a shotgun came out, and they sat the two people down, facing the ocean, and they robbed them, okay, at gunpoint. And one of the gang members, they eventually caught him, put the shotgun in the back of the young man's head, and blew half his head off, okay? They just blew his head off. And so she immediately went into shock. They fired at her, but they missed her. And I think that was a mistake because she knew she'd recognized them from one of the high schools. These are all 17, 18-year-olds, okay? They thought, and she told the detectives, I heard this again, one of these things where I heard that she said she made believe she was dead because she figured that they missed, and she figured all this out, that they missed me and have to make sure I'm dead because they're going to kill me. And she was right. As soon as they got their stuff, they ran and left, okay? And they ultimately got them later. This story involves us rolling there about 2 in the morning when this happened. This happened about 1 o'clock in the morning. And we had to secure the scene, okay? And it's dark there. We have flashlights out. And so they put yellow tape on the sand, huge circle where the crime scene was. And of course, the girl's in shock. She's with the detectives. We get there, and this young man, 17 years old, is laying there on the sand. Okay. But that's why I have adult content on this particular story, because there's a couple things here. One, sometimes when it's not TV where you see people die, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger kill someone or something, or Mel Gibson or whatever. They sit there and they lay there and they close their eyes and they go to sleep. Violent death is violent death. And I found from other stories I've told you, and also from things I've seen in Vietnam and other places, sometimes when someone's shot, especially in the head, their face stays the same position. And this kid's face his mouth was open, like this, and his eyes were open. And his eyes were open, staring off, like in a surprised look. Never forget that. That was 1984 when that happened, so I still remember it. The look on his face. There was a look on his face for a dead person. Just staring out, his eyes were wide open with a shocked mouth, like a shocked look on it. I like to describe it as a shocked look. If you were awake and you were alive, you could make that look. That's what it looked like. And he has no head, okay? Back of the head basically the eyebrows and forehead back is gone, okay? So we're out there all night, and we're just standing around making sure nobody disturbs the scene. Well, homicide has to come out, the coroner has to come out, there's evidence to be gathered, a lot of moving parts here. So we're just there as security. We're uniformed, we're just making sure. And that time of night, there's nobody there. Those are night time of night where people come out in couples and they love each other, and they stay in the sand and they go home. This isn't a big orgy here. It's just random couples out there. So we're standing there talking, and the sun's coming up. And with the sun coming up, birds come out, okay? Seagulls. And so we were just standing around talking. We're not really, aware of our surroundings. There's nobody around. And we're only concerned about human beings, obviously. We're not concerned about animals and stuff. So we're just sitting there talking. And one of the detectives turns around and says, "Hey, you guys, that seagull." And we look, well, the seagull came down and picked up part of his brain, and he's taken off with a piece of the guy's brain. And so we're chasing him, we're throwing our sticks at him. And I shouldn't be laughing, but he didn't drop that piece of flesh, man. I mean, you would have to had a shotgun to shoot that seagull. He had a hold of that brain matter, and he wasn't going to let go. He was gone. So there was other birds, when we did that, were moving up, and of course, once we yelled at that one, they all kind of, but then they also flew around. Like, have you ever seen on TV or even in real life where you go to some of these fishing boats, or you go down by the ocean, the boats come in, and you see the seagulls flying behind the boat because they're throwing them fish and they're cutting up the guts and all that. That's what it looked like. They're all flying around, and we have to stand there constantly, almost standing on the brain matter, because they want to eat. They can smell it, obviously. They can see it, and they're scavengers. Pigeons, seagulls, they just eat everything. If what they poop is really bad, so that's what they eat, crap. But anyway, that's a correlation to that. But anyway, so the whole next 3 hours, we get our batons out, and we're just making sure the seagulls get away, because they come like this, and they take off, and they leave, new ones come in, and we spent like 2.5 hours doing this. Finally they came, and they're carefully taking up all the poor guy's the body was taken away in a body bag, but they had to take the brain stuff, and I'm a officer knowing that some of the brain matter probably has shotgun pellets in it. That's evidence for the shooting. So that's what they're doing that for, obviously. So they're out there. Finally, they're out there with tweezers, and they pick up all the stuff, and all the stuff that's pickable. Does that make a word? Pickable, and they're done. So we're like, man. And as soon as the last piece they got up, the seagulls slowly, and they're gone because they know there's nothing there. It's really weird. It's really weird. So that was strange, and kind of felt bad because the poor guy got a horrible death, and here you got animals taken away, kind of like feeding on a dead carcass, pretty much. We had to stop it, and that's why because we first got there, detectives go, make sure the birds don't, make sure nobody takes his gray matter. Who's going to take the gray matter? Well, we're not that smart, obviously. They knew what they were talking about. So anyway, that's my it's kind of a sad story. This poor kid, and at least they caught the guys, but it doesn't help his parents or his mom any. But anyway, that's my girl story, and hope you liked it. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.